Hello everyone, welcome back to the class real-time system. So today we are going to discuss about the standard interfaces. So the most of the common companies, the interfacing is very much difficult. So the interfacing with one to the another, it's a difficult one. So that's why they were going for, because why it is not, why it is difficult is nothing but the frequency, operating frequency is differ from one to the another. So that's why the companies, all the vendors supplies the computer for the real-time control that have developed their own standard interfaces, okay, which are not compatible with each other. So here one of the common interfacing which is used here is OSI model, okay, OSI model, okay. So in this there are 7 layers. The 7 layers are the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and application layer. So these are the 7 layers, and the physical layer is nothing but I'll tell you what are the things are there. Okay, so in physical layer the data form is nothing but a bit form, and the data link layer the data forms are the frames. The data are like a frame. A network protocol layer, the network layer, the data are like on packet, and transport layer the data are like on the messages, and session layer it is also like on message, presentation layer is also a message, and application protocol layer is also a message. So these are the upper layers and these are the lower layers. So what are the operations which is performed by all the 7 layers, we'll see in this next. Okay, so the first one is physical layer. So the physical layer which defines the electrical and the mechanical interfacing to the physical medium, and set up and maintain and disconnects the physical links and includes the hardware. It's like on the input output ports and modems, communication lines, etc. And all the software, the device drivers, everything which is handled by this physical layer. So what are the standards are used for this physical layer? So the standard used for this physical layers are RS-232 and RS-442, 443 and 449, V24, V28, 10, 11, 21, 21. So like that the many standards are used here. And the second layer is nothing but the data link layer. So the data link layer establishes the error-free path over the physical channel and frame messages, error detection and correction, and manages access to and the use of the channels, and ensures the proper sequence of transmitted data. It's okay. So these are the operations which is performed by the data link layer. The standard used here is ANSI ADCCP and ISO HDLC lab, DEC DDCMP. Okay, so the BISync. So these are the standards are used here. And then third one is the network. So the network layer, in the network layer which performs the address and then routing messages and set up the communication path, and there is a flow control. Okay, so the standard used here is USA DOT IP X25 X75. So these are the standards are used in this network. And the next one is transport layer, which provides the end-to-end control of the communication session, allows the process to exchange the data reliability. Okay, and the standards used here is the USA DOT TCP, IBM SNA and DEC DNA. So these are the standards are used for this transport layer. And the next is session layer. Session layer which establishes and controls the node system, dependent aspects, and interface the transport level to the logical functions in node operating systems. Okay, and presentation layer which allows the encoded data transmitted via the communication path to be presented in the suitable format for the user manipulations. And the application layer which allows the user service to be supported, and resource sharing and file transfer, remote file access, and then DBM. So these are the things which is performed by the session, presentation and application layer. The standards used here is FTP, JTMP and also FAM. So these are the standards are used for this last 3 layers, that is session and also a presentation and application layer. Okay, so these are the 7 layers and also the operations of the 7 layers. So this is one of the important question. Okay, if they ask, you have to write what is the OSI model, what is the standard interfacing, why we are going for standard interfacing ISO model, what are the functions are there, the table you have to remember and write. Okay, so this is one of the important question, and I think this video is very helpful for you, and that's all about the module 2. So entire in this model we have talked about the introductions of the real-time hardwares and the general purpose computer, and from that computer, by using that computer, in that computer there is a facility which is called the single chip microcontroller and microcomputer. And the next is a specialized processor. What are the processors are there, and data transfer techniques, and before that interfacing we have discussed about. And after that we have discussed about the communications and communication after the interfacing, standard interfacing, what are the things are there in the standard interfacing. So this is what we discussed in this entire model. I hope this video is very helpful for you. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you all.